It's been a month since I last reviewed a Charles Bronson film. That was 10 to Midnight, episode 16. You can check that out in the playlist in the description box. And I've been wanting to do another Charles Bronson movie, except the fact over the last 3 weeks I did the 2 RoboCops and Total Recall last week. So, today I'm going to be covering Charles Bronson's 1984 film, The Evil That Men Do. Again, when you're done watching this video, you can go check out the rest of my videos in the archive on the JoeLumb's movie review playlist. It's in the description box. And now let's get on with the video. The Evil That Men Do is a 1984 action thriller directed by J. Lee Thompson, and it stars Charles Bronson, Teresa Saldana, and Joseph Maher. The film was adapted by David Lee Henry and John Crowther from the novel of the same name by R. Lance Hill. Bronson plays a former assassin who comes out of retirement to avenge the death of his journalist friend at the hands of the torturer called the Doctor, who works for various dictatorships worldwide, particularly those in Operation Condor. The film marks the 5th collaboration between Bronson and director J. Lee Thompson following St. Ives in 1976, The White Buffalo in 1977, Cabo Blanco in 1980, and 10 to Midnight in 1983. When it came to development, film rights were purchased in 1980 by a company consisting of Bronson, his then wife Jill Ireland, director J. Lee Thompson, and producer Pancho Coner. So they arranged to have the script written. Coner came close to setting up the movie at Cannon Films, who had success in making Death Wish 2, but the people at Cannon refused to reimburse the cost of screenplay and rights option. So because of that, Bronson went to start in 10 to Midnight for Cannon, directed by Thompson. Coner succeeded in getting a deal financed with ITC Entertainment, and the film's budget was at $4.6 million. Again, this film will be the final picture for Bronson would do for ITC, the first being Love and Bullets in 1979 and Borderline in 1980. As far as writing went, R. Lance Hill wrote the first draft, but the production company was unimpressed, so David Crowther was hired to rewrite the script along with David Lee Henry. As far as filming went, the cast and crew went to Mexico to begin the filming of the movie in March of 1983. Shooting the movie in Mexico saved producers a lot of money, even though there was no soundstage and everything was shot on location. Producer Pancho Coner and executive producer Lance Houle were on set for the entire shoot. The film originally supposed to be directed by Fielder Cook, but he was gone after a week, so J. Lee Thompson was brought in to finish directing the rest of the film. In the movie, there is a former CIA assassin by the name of Holland living peacefully in the Cayman Islands when he is greeted by an ally of the CIA and informs them about the Doctor, Clement Moloch, a doctor and expert in the art of torture. After watching videos of the Doctor torturing his victims all around the world, including Chile and Asia, he agrees after he learns about the death of his friend at the hands of the Doctor, a journalist by the name of Jorge Hidalgo. So he goes to the Doctor's base in Guatemala, and he's accompanied by Jorge's wife Rihanna and daughter Sarah. While in town, Holland and Rihanna go for information. And there's one part in the film where a local harasses Rihanna, only for Holland to crush his balls and neck to a cheering crowd, which caught the attention of Moloch's henchmen. Then Holland and Rihanna trick him into returning into the hotel room for a threesome, in which Holland kills him by throwing a knife in his throat. He then tells Jorge's widow to go home because the mission is becoming too dangerous, but she refused, wanting to see the Doctor killed in person. The next thing they did was Holland decides to draw the Doctor out by kidnapping his sister Claire, which he does following Claire having sex with an extramarital lover, I guess, by throwing a man off a balcony with a fire hose tied around his neck, hanging him publicly to cause a distraction for him and Claire to escape. They go to a ranch owned by Max, and Holland advises him to go into hiding. Unbeknownst to Holland, the doctor had Max arrested by the local militia, whom he tortures to reveal Holland's hideout. When the doctor calls to negotiate, he inadvertently reveals that he knows their location. Holland puts Claire in the trunk of a car, and he and Rihanna drive off. Assassins sent by the U.S. ambassador, whom Moloch has paid off, follow after a shootout and chase, crash their car and die. Claire dies in Holland's trunk. Holland and Rihanna then buy a local farmer's truck to head to a village in Magdalena. They are followed by the U.S. ambassador and other thugs. When they arrive, they meet a man who owns a cafe and phone. They go to his place to use the phone, but are confronted by the ambassador and a gunman. Holland kills them both and calls Moloch, demanding he come alone to retrieve Claire from a nearby abandoned mine. At the mine, they find several disfigured men looking for any remaining opal. They advise the men to leave because of the danger approaching, but they refuse. They go into hiding only when they see Moloch's car approaching. The doctor reveals that he has Sarah as hostage. Panicking because they don't have Claire, Holland plays a tape recording of her voice in which Moloch runs into the open, and the miners recognize him as the man who disfigured and tortured them. They approach his car, becoming nervous when a miner hits him with a rock. The chauffeur holding Sarah is distracted, and Holland kills him. Sarah runs into Rihanna, and the miners slowly encroach on Moloch in his car, breaking in and killing him with hammers and picks. Towards the end of the movie, Holland, Rihanna, and Sarah return safely to the home in the Cayman Islands. End the movie. The Evil That Men Do was released on September 21st, 1984. It did $13.1 million in the box office. According to Rotten Tomatoes, a review aggregator reports that 40% of 5 survey critics gave the film a positive review. The average rating was 4.8 out of 10. My overall rating for the movie is a 70 out of 100. I felt that the movie, it was good on all action, but it felt short as the film's runtime was clocked in at 90 minutes. Something else I noticed in most of these Bronson films, it's like a theme. He avenges the death of a friend or a family member by killing the main antagonist in the end. It dates back to when he starred in Death Wish back in 1974. So that is just my opinion on The Evil That Men Do. What is yours? Leave a comment in the comment section below. And again, go back and watch all my previous movie reviews in a playlist. That's in the description box. This has been JoeLumb's Movie Review.
No.